According to Wyc Grousbeck, it could go into the month of July before that plays itself out, but that's a
do you
billion.
have the money or do you not, though? Do you know what I mean?
Well, I'm not sure it's as simple as that at these levels. When you're talking $6 to $7 billion, and I mean, especially in this day and age, didn't we just have a whole? What's that guy's name? The whole crypto guy with the poofy hair, like
Sam Banks, something or other, yeah.
I mean,
like one Super Bowl, Sam Bankman-Friedman or whatever it was, like one Super Bowl, they're running all these ads with Larry David and Tom Brady the next year, like, oh, he's in jail.
Yeah, so you got to be careful and really track down. Just because somebody says they have the money and puts it on paper, really double check. And then with all the investor groups, also you probably have to do things. Getting a little too far in the weeds here, but you probably have to do things to make sure it's not like drug money, terrorist money. Is it, they laundering money for the Middle East? Is it tied into the Middle East?
That went dark.
Well, I'm just saying.
Do they have a background in waste management?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Does their last name rhyme with fade off?
Right. So, sometimes things aren't exactly what they appear. And even guys that get approved, sometimes things are a little shadier once things play out down the road. So, yeah, that's Bill Chism. But he continues to say the right things. Stiz, you've now dubbed him what?
Billy Banners, baby.
Billy Banners with an S.
Billy Banners. I like that.
The only problem with that nickname
is it rhymes with David Banner or Dr. Bruce Banner.
Nope. It's a much simpler. He doesn't have any banners. Never.
So now he's Billy Bucks.
Billy Bucks. Billy soon to win.
Billy Bankroll.
Because Wyc is going to hopefully get his third banner. So it's Wyc Banners. I know that doesn't have the same roll off the tongue alliteration or anything like that. And to beat the last owner, as Wyc joked on the Greg Hill show, if Bill Chism wants to be more successful as Celtics owner and leave it better off than when he picked it up, well, he's picking up a defending world champion looking to win their third banner for that ownership group. So Bill Chisholm's got some work to do. He's kind of, in his world, wherever. How do you make his money? Investment funds, whatever. In his world, he's buying high.
Private equity.
Private equity.
Yeah.
What does that even mean? I'm not rich enough to know.
I'm not in the tax bracket that knows that. So.
Yeah. But he's buying high, right? He's buying very high. So to take it higher, he's got some work to do. 617-779-7937. Let's get back to the phone lines because David in Abington wants to talk about this issue between Sabonis and Tatum last night. What's up, David?
Well, a little bit hitting towards the MAGA or snowflake comparison that was made a little bit. This is how we play basketball. It's almost like the 70% of the roughing the passer things. You're in the middle of the game. You're playing. Sabonis made a play. He jumped out at the guy. Because we're paying them so much money now, we're protecting them. But that goes on every day. He made a move. He jumped out to block a shot. Anything that, Tatum can do himself. It's just basketball. We're making snowflakes out of everybody now in sports.
Thanks for the call, Dave.
Okay. All right. Snowflake. By the way, Andy, the David in Abington's snowflake call gave me a moment to look it up. Private equity strategies generally involve investing in companies that are not publicly traded on stock exchanges.
Okay. So you pick companies that aren't stocks, you invest in them. So it's a little like venture capital, right? Isn't that what venture capital is? You buy into companies when they're building and then on the back end.
Get into a different tax bracket headache and we keep looking at all this stuff.
We're not venture capitalists. We're not whatever the hell he is. We're just little old radio hosts here on WEEI Afternoons talking about Jason Tatum's ankle, Sabonis's closeout, and whether it was a dirty play. I'm with David more that side of things. Like, it's an effort play. He tried. He landed on him. It's unfortunate. It's unlucky. Now, I bet
you give him a foul, but you don't, have the guy hung in town square.
Exactly.
Or we don't start burning Sabonis dolls in effigy back in Boston because he ruined Tatum's year.
And I also don't need the apology that included he's had a bad month. Just apologize because you feel bad that the guy got hurt.
had a bad month,
right? Like, what are you bringing your month into this? I mean, I'm hoping it wasn't really bad.
No, but two things on this front. One on the Bill Chisholm front was definitely more mild-mannered or didn't have the multi-billion-dollar swag at first that I thought he might have. He was a very, I don't know, just seemed like a well-to-do gentleman that I would guess that's my new girlfriend's dad who has his own investment firm and he makes $450,000 a year, not like, oh, he makes $4.5 million a month. Like, so that's kind of nice, but definitely seemed, oh goodness, you're going to interview me? Yes, sir. You just spent $6.1 billion. Not deer in headlights, Andy, but definitely sort of almost didn't seem like he was ready to have like the company line, like, I'm in it, banner 20, 21, let's go. It just like kind of like just a nice guy. And then as far as the Tatum thing goes, let's just chalk it up to physicality, but like put him away for the next 2 weeks, please.
I'm not sure Bill Chism is ready for what he's in store for here when he takes the true spotlight of the owner of the Boston Celtics as a gazillionaire. I mean, we use the example. He didn't have a Wikipedia page. He's been able to accumulate $10+ billion in his life without being a public figure, without having to be a spokesman, without having to say the right thing, correct yourself when you said the wrong thing. And there is going to be a point where he has to answer probably some tough questions. Unless, I mean, maybe that's why he's keeping Wyc around. Maybe Wyc is going to be the shield, right? For Wyc has done this now for 20 whatever years.
23 years, and he's really good at it, and he loves it.
And he's done it through thick and thin. He's done it through the ups and the downs. He went through the second big three. He bottomed out. He started the rebuild. He made promises that weren't necessarily a sure thing when he was talking about Tatum and Brown staying together on this station, being the pillars of the next generation of Celtics and titles. So maybe that is a part of why he's being kept around, not just because he wants to be, but much like NFL owners utilize Robert Goodell as the shield to them, he answers.
Robert Goodell? Is he
Roger Goodell. Sorry, I was thinking of Robert Chisholm, and I don't know why I called him Robert. I mean, because his name is Bill. I know. I was thinking Bob. I'm all over the place.
Was that Robert Kraft?
I'm like Sabonis. I got a lot going on in my life.
It's been a tough month.
It has been a tough month around here. You just make excuses. That's what you do in these statements. Yes, Stiz.
Well, I was going to play some audio for you real quick. With you being out yesterday, we had this. This was from Chris Mannix, and he spoke on what Wyc's role could be possibly in the future.
Basically saying, don't be surprised if you see Wyc kind of take some of the money that he's going to get off this and try to get back into the ownership group as a minority owner, slice of it to stay kind of connected to this team. So I don't think, look, he's not going to be running the team forever, but I don't think Wyc Grousbeck is going anywhere anytime soon.
So Bill Chisholm is going to hand Mr. Grousbeck a gazillion dollars, 6-point-something billion. Mr. Grousbeck is going to hand Wyc a big chunk of that, and then Wyc is just going to hand it back to Bill Chisholm and say, hey, can I have a part of your club? Can I be part of ownership? Hey, it works for me. I have no ill will. This is where I probably sound like a green teamer. Is there any reason we wouldn't want Wyc Grousbeck involved with the Boston Celtics moving forward, whatever the role may be?
None whatsoever, and it's not like even if he buys back in, he's going to buy back in at an authority or capacity to undercut Bill Chisholm just in case he's like, ooh, I got dad back his money, but I sold to the wrong guy. I'm the one who can save the Celtics. I'm the one who should be steering the ship. Like, I don't think it would ever get that contentious between the two of them.
I don't either, and he won't be able to do anything about it, right? He's not going to have the money. Bill Chisholm's going to be the controlling partner, and if he can offer a positive role with the team to maybe, like, for example, Sam Kennedy is a guy that has a similar job for the Boston Red Sox. He
doesn't get paid enough for all the slings and arrows he takes.
But every once in a while, while taking an arrow, stumbles and steps in poo and has to kind of alter his statement. He's said some things. Like, I can't think of Wyc Grousbeck, the good times or the bad, when he has stepped in it, when he has not done the front-facing voice of the Celtics role well. So if he wants to continue to be in that role, even if it's kind of the same role he was in. We didn't know he didn't really own the team, that his dad owned the team. We thought he was the guy who owned the team, and he was just kind of the front man.
So, let me ask you this question. Did that ever, because for me, when I first found out, that almost didn't sit well. It wasn't that the team was going to sell. It was like, all this time you've been the front man, but actually you're just only a 2% owner, and it's your old man that's been the owner. Like,
did you feel lied to, misled?
I felt. Am I allowed to feel a touch duped?
Yeah. Wasn't that the wording that Robert Kraft famously used for Aaron Hernandez? That he was duped by Aaron Hernandez. This is a much less malicious duping at your cost, Fitzgerald.
Yes, that's probably true. I don't know. Whenever I think of Robert Kraft, the one word that always comes to mind is finance because of the way that he says it.
Yeah, he says that the way rich people say it, and we don't say it that way. 617-779-7937. We see your phone calls lining up. We're talking Celtics. Jason Tatum has a boo-boo on his ankle, although if he's not in a walking boot, I don't think it's a big deal. We'll see. Sometimes a day later when the adrenaline goes down and the swelling goes up, things tend to go in a more negative direction.